I think we should get a team and take them eggheads on.
Absolutely.
Okay, the atmosphere is building now. The two players come back into the arena, the crucible, and it's hotting up. 14-all, first to 17. And the winner will pose with Ronnie O'Sullivan before play tomorrow, before the final of the 888.com World Championship. Both players have
The 29th frame.
filled the glass with
Carry the
ice,
break.
poured the water. No more breaks, no more intermissions. First to 17.
Both players at exactly 90% in the pot success, which is very high after 28 frames. Playing the thick safety shot, which has brought black and reds into play, and it's a good length as well. Top on the table from Joe Perry. Now this red is just about off straight, the one in the bottom right hand corner, and it's one of those, if you get near the pot, you can get the white back in baulk again. There you can see it.
I don't know, Willie. I wouldn't be too sure he could see enough of that. And if he tried to swing it wide with a little bit of side, he'd almost certainly run into the other two reds.
Yes,
what else is there?
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, if it's plain ball, you know, that's the only way. But as you rightly say, if he has to play it with a trace, and that's the reason he feels he can't play it, this is a tough safety shot to play. Did very well. Did very well. Not many players have got that kind of cue power to be able to play that shot to nothing like that. The key thing there was getting a good white. Obviously it can go wrong. The red you're hitting can finish anywhere, but when you hit the white that good, you deserve to get it in that kind of position. Good shot.
For one moment I thought it wasn't going to go in. It rattled and it rattled. But it dropped. Not good on a colour, but that pot got him out of a tricky situation. And now looking for a place near the baulk cushion. I don't know whether it's just a simple matter of rolling up to the yellow. Rolling up to the brown to play the snooker is a little bit trickier than it looks, and particularly, as I say, it's getting very nervy out there, or will be. So the easy one is just trickle to the yellow.
Joe Perry won.
In some ways, you always like your opponent to be playing safety shots off the top cushion rather than being tied up behind a baulk colour. Usually when they're tied up behind a baulk colour, the players are so good these days, they tend to rest on a ball. When you force them into a safety shot like Joe Perry has done here, It goes without saying, you've got to hit this perfectly. Otherwise, you either cannon into another ball or leave the cue ball in the middle of the table. This is a real tough one. And that's the advantage, you see, forcing your opponent into playing the shot. It's created an opening with that last safety shot.
Yes, and the way the reds are spread, I won't be too bothered about the black at the moment, although it is available to the right corner, but he can play up for pink or blue, and worse way, he'd have the yellow. He's on the black.
Wouldn't have had the idea was going to kiss the ball absolutely full ball, pink and yellow there as well, but the fact that he has now hit it perfectly, this was the kind of black he missed at the last frame. I don't think he'll be missing this one. It's been a strange game, hasn't it, John? Joe Perry led 5-3, Ali Carter then went 9-7, then Joe Perry's gone in front again. It seems that nobody can make that little burst to get clear.
Yeah, and as soon as they do, they get a couple of frames in front, then all of a sudden the pressure seems to reverse and they make a mistake and the pressure goes off the man behind.
I know you can't blame them, but do you think they're being guilty of trying to protect a lead then sometimes?
Maybe, and understandable. They're in unknown territory. Semi-final of the World Championship. And they know they'll be part of a glittering occasion.
16.
Particularly with Ronnie O'Sullivan already there.
17.
Big moments in their careers.
$24. $25. $32. $33.
Another little cannon there. Once again he knew that he was bound to be on pink or black, regardless of what kind of cannon he got. Key moments now after this interval. You get a lead now and it really makes your opponent think.
40. $41.
Played it nice. There was a danger that red just to the right of the cue ball could make it awkward cueing, but nicely hand on the table. Take nothing for granted here, though.
48.
As you said, Willie, the closer you get to the winning line, strange things can happen. But you couldn't wish for a better chance than this.
$49.
Once again Joe's got 50 odd points in front and now just needs to be careful. Another 3 reds and 3 colours.
56.
just stopped himself there. He just felt he got down a bit quick, and he hadn't looked to see where he needs to leave the cue ball after potting this red for a nice angle on the black. And you saw him just tap his head to say, concentrate. And in the end,
57.
decided to play for the pink. But if you're not happy when you're down, get up and go through the routine again. And he was just trying to stay in the zone.
$63. $64.
This is frame ball. And an excellent break it's been.
$71. $72.
Well, even though it's a very tense
77.
affair, this, Joe Perry just puts the finishing touches to this frame.
78.
It hasn't been a slow one. It haven't been long, drawn-out frames. It's been played at a good pace. There you see it. Just coming up to just short of 18 minutes a frame. I think that's pretty good, considering what's at stake.
85.
Chance of a century if this works, because if he runs through this red, he'll just flick the other reds into play. Well, just
86.
stunned it rather than ran through it, so it's got a little bit to do with the cue ball here, and needs to get a good kiss for the century. The century's still on.
$93. $94.
Now is he on the red? He's perfect on the red. This for the century. His 6th of the tournament.
100.
The 61st in all. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
105.
Producing his best form at just the right time.
107.
Yes, he's been the highest scorer of the session this evening. 63, 44, 50, 46. 110 now and counting.
110.
But this has all been off that excellent safety shot where he rolled up to the yellow, forced Ali Carter to the mistake.
Oh, unbelievable.
Foul.
Well, that's a shame, but it won't matter. The break of 110 puts him another frame in front. Ali Carter sits there in his chair, nothing he can do about that. He's creeping closer to that mark of 17. 15-14 to Perry.
The key shot for me, John, I mentioned at the end of commentary there, when he rolled up to the yellow. Tell me the reason that players would prefer to do that rather than just roll up to a colour.
Yeah, we saw the situation here. Now, we often see people rolling up to the brown. Maybe if it had been a lot closer to the brown, he'd have played the roll-up. But from there was a possibility that he could have rolled to the brown and not got the snooker. The one thing by rolling to the yellow, he was guaranteeing that cue ball tight on the baulk cushion, and as we've said many times before, it's always going to be a tough safety, and the balls were open and he forced an error.
Yes, and I think that's why people, as we're going to see Ali's error now, why people when they break off sometimes prefer to get the cue ball on the cushion rather than snooker behind the green.
Yeah, but the way those reds were spread, it was a big ask to get it safe. The kiss on the brown didn't help. Maybe if it had landed dead on the baulk cushion, the pot may have been more difficult. But just that one shot, that one mistake, and how quickly
Thank you.
the
30th frame.
can turn.
Ali Carter to break.
Ali Carter once again needing to play catch-up to keep on Joe Perry's tails. 3 times this evening he's been 1 frame behind, 3 times he's levelled. Well, it happened on this occasion as well.
Well, if he'd have hit that red anywhere near where he intended, it would have been a shot for nothing. But hitting it this thing, he was always going to run into other reds. And well, he's left the red to the left corner as we see him grimace, because every mistake now is going to be magnified. But there's this red just above the black to the left corner, but can he get position on a colour? In it goes. Is he on a colour? He needs to be, because there's a red over the corner pocket. The pink into the right corner is an option. The blue. But nothing straightforward.
In some ways I think the pink's the easier pot than this black. He's slightly hampered queuing. Well, in fairness, it's half ball. I thought he was a bit thinner than that, but this is tricky. Very well done. If that wasn't the semi-final of the World Championship and you're 1 frame behind, you'd say pot that 9 out of 10. That wasn't the situation there. That was a pressure pot.
It really was, and he opened up the reds. Now he probably, depends how he sees it, but he's no need to pot the red direct that's over the pocket. He can play one red onto another if that offers him better position on the black. Well, he's playing it direct, so he's got a little bit of work to do here with the cue ball.
9.
He's on the pink to the right corner, but he's going to be slightly hampered with the red that's near the left hand cushion. And that's why he's eyeing up the blue.
The fact that the brown's off its spot does make this blue a little easier, because he can play the screw over the brown spot and back up again. But I was surprised, like you were, John, that he played the red on the pocket rather than one onto the other. He's taking the green. This is an even tougher shot to play. Well done. Well done. We all say in commentary, sometimes you get what you deserve, and a shot like that, you get what you deserve, and that is perfect.
Well,
It was a nice kiss. It really was, but good cueing. Believed in his technique. Nice shot. Running a little bit hard. It could have gone wrong, but it didn't. He's nicely on this red, and the reds couldn't be better placed. And important, you would have thought here,
13.
Willie, if he gets a nice angle on the blue, to play for one of these reds to the left of the black. That's what he would have been looking for, but he may be a little bit too straight on the blue for that.
There's the angle on the blue, and I think he can get by them, but he wants to go on and off the cushion probably to make sure. That's what he's done, on and off the cushion. And the reason he's played for those two reds, obviously that's the way to win the frame at one visit, but if he'd have played it bad, he'd have still had options in the middle pocket as well, but that was the key shot. I think in some ways, John, we deserve to have a last frame decider the way these two guys have played. They've really stuck at it. Never known the result of this match at any stage, and we're no nearer now.
Yes, and as we saw in the last frame when we showing you the average frame time, they've not got bogged down. They've gone for the
26.
shots when they've got opportunities. They've tried to win frames in one visit.
27.
They're giving everything they possibly can.
Because of that stat, John, I think that will help them tomorrow, won't it? Because you don't want a 1 o'clock finish when you've got to play O'Sullivan the next day. You want to get a bit of sleep.
Just having a walk round. He can play for the red just below the pink into the left middle, but he'd like to be playing for a red into the same pocket as the black if he could. Screwed it off the side cushion, controlled it well.
34. $35. $41.
Got a slight bad contact there, but I think the fact that cue ball was not finished straight, he can pretty well finish on 3 or 4 reds here with this positional shot. Just keep an eye on the white. Just that little bounce deadened it. Didn't get the desired follow through. It would have been a terrible kick if it had finished straight, but the fact that he's got an angle shouldn't be a real problem in getting onto the next red. Choice of 2 and got on both of them.
$49. $50.
A little bit careless, just under hit that slightly. In an effort to get a nice angle on the black, has left it a little bit thinner than he wanted. It's not a straightforward shot now. He potted it, but I think he played a cannon on the red he just drifted by.
57.
You just watch this. I think that red, well, he was nowhere near it, but surely it was worth playing a little cannon there. He's gone into it too much. But he's held it, and he's a chance of this red, a little bit of a stretch. But now recovered the situation, and those 3 reds in the middle of the table, nicely on hand. Pot this black is 65 points in front. So just looking for another red and a colour.
Considering what they're playing for, the biggest match of their lives, the standard's been excellent. The lowest break in this session from 12-12 has been 46. So 50 above from one of these players in every frame, and you've got to take your hat off to them. They're
66.
both really battling their heart out, and who can blame them? Game ball coming up. He missed game ball earlier on in the match. I think it was a black off the spot. I don't think he'll be missing the blue or the yellow.
So when it goes, 71 points ahead.
71.
67 remaining. And he'd like to pot this and the colour and a few more reds. And the reason I say that now,
72.
he wants to win frames quickly. He doesn't want to get messed about by Joe Perry trying for the snookers.
Yes, and even if he missed the red now, the fact that he's 77 in front, that would be virtually enough to keep Joe sitting down.
77.
So now just this century is the target. But no century again. Joe Perry definitely concedes, so the standard of this match has been top draw. Joe Perry keeps going one ahead, Ali Carter keeps clawing one back, this time with a break of 77, and we're all square, 50 in all.
So they're step for step once again, gentlemen. What do you make of the way Ali Carter's responded there?
Well, let me say the century beforehand from Joe Perry was fantastic, but what a great response from Ali Carter. I mean, we were putting the questions, we were saying, you know, a lot of questions tonight unanswered. We don't know what they're going to be like in that particular pressure cooker situation. But the two shots at the start of that frame that Ali Carter knocked in were absolutely super. This black is horrible. And he knows basically he's going to be giving the game away if he misses it. And to knock it in like that, with, you know, such a positive cue action, was a great shot. And absolutely superb.
8.
It comes down to guts now, a lot of the time, John, yeah?
Well, I mean, it's all the hours of preparation, all the practice that you do. And then, of course, he's lost the cue ball a shot after, and he's ended up with this green, which, once again, he knows he could be losing the frame if he misses this, and he's cued that absolutely beautifully, straight in the middle of the pocket, and he got a nice little kiss, which he thoroughly deserved.
At this stage, Steve, how reliant are you on hours and hours and hours of technique? You've got to trust your technique out there, surely, at this point.
Yes, I mean, I think their technique has stood up so well that I don't think they have to worry about that. Both these players could have been forgiven for coming out this evening and freezing a bit. They've played so well. Neither player's got bogged down. There's only been one perhaps nervy shot in the hole. So it's been a fantastic session of snooker to get so close to the finishing line without the nerves jangling too much. Both sets of fans and family can be absolutely so proud of these two players. They've done so well to get here, but in this session, as we said earlier, to play your best snooker in the one table setup at the Crucible, you can call yourself a snooker player. And both these two have gone up in everybody's estimation, even if we knew that they were great players anyway.
That's true, actually. I mean, the quality of this match has been very, very good. OK, we're not getting century break, century break, century break as we got from Ronnie O'Sullivan. But, as you said earlier, Steve, it's been fluent, it's been flowing, and it's not been a slow match by any means.
And there's not, I mean, when the safety's been decent, but they haven't sort of, as Steve said, got bogged down. They haven't been there, like, you know, for half an hour playing safe. It's been good stuff.
It's impossible to pick a winner.
Oh,
Yes.
And
yes.
of course there is a cliche coming out, it's a shame, but I won't continue it.
Yes, exactly. One of them has to, though. Let's see who it's going to be.
Both players looking for two frames. Decent break-off shot, which is confirmed by Ali Carter, just tapping on the table. This was Ali when we got a close-up after winning the last frame. He's in the zone. there's a couple of supporters, and for the benefit of our director, that's Manchester United, not Carlisle.
This is one of those, isn't it? If it wasn't at this stage of the match, you'd fancy taking this on, because you can't see the left-hand side for the safety. If you risk playing leave the white off one cushion at this end, the double kiss is on, so he's taking this pot on, and as I said before, he's blessed with cue power, so he's trying to screw the white back. Good job he is blessed with cue power, because he hit that half ball. Needs a bit of help.
That is the only problem with that shot. Because you're playing it with so much pace, you can just put a fraction aside on the cue ball, throw it offline. Now if he hits the red fullish, it will go straight back to the baulk end. Hitting it half ball, he's left it in the middle of the table and a chance for his opponent. And as I say, at the moment, every mistake is going to be magnified, because every mistake could cost you the match.
Joe felt he
Can you
twitched
please make
a
sure
bit
your
of that.
mobile phones are switched off,
He
please?
needs, apparently there was a mobile phone went off right on the shot, and Joe's looking up at the crowd, and there's nothing worse. That's a shame, especially as he's left an easy red on.
One.
Disgusted. They are warned and reminded, not warned, reminded to switch off the mobile phones. It was a good chance. It's so frustrating, and you can understand his annoyance.
4.
Yeah, the next 3 reds and 3 colours are okay, but he's got to go into the bunch at some stage, but that won't be helping Joe as he sits in the chair. He maybe feels these could be his. This black must be pretty tight. It looks from my commentary position that it pots quite comfortably. We'll have a little look now and show you whether you think it pots comfortably as well. Well, certainly the middle of the pocket can be seen, so he can play to get on it. Decided to make sure
5.
of getting rid of one of the reds first before risking the black. Now, do you go into them? 9 out of 10 players would.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, Willie, but he's got a nice angle. The only red he can play for is the one immediately to the right of the black, into the right corner. If he doesn't feel he can control the cue ball, then fair enough, go into them. But he thinks he can be certain of being on that. Needs to be on it good, because for some
10.
reason he's not too certain about the black going into this pocket. Looked to me as though it did. The same pocket as the red, I mean.
11.
Anyway, he could hold for the black in the opposite corner. But he's going to be looking for an angle pretty soon.
It's great, isn't it, to watch the way different players break build. And once again, we're not saying that Ali's shot is wrong, but if he doesn't get a good angle on the next black, that angle he had on the blue, he could regret not going into them. It's a different game these days. Years ago we'd have definitely played for the loose red.
Yeah, it is a different game, but circumstances alter cases.
18.
And these are very tense circumstances. You really want to play a
19.
not no risk, but error-free. You're going to him this time. Now needs a bit of good fortune. He's got a red to the left middle, and when you open them like that, you're only looking for one red to go at.
26.
He couldn't have hit this better.
Well, that was just magnificent, wasn't it? The key thing when you're playing that pack split, you've got to miss the first red, and as we saw, he goes by the first red before the white starts biting. Now, if he hits the first red, he might be on nothing, but he goes by it, and that's the one that O'Sullivan's made famous, and that was played just as good as O'Sullivan plays them.
This red to the left middle. It's tricky, he's slightly hampered. But it's gone in, and it's perfect on the blue. This was a great chance for Ali Carter to take the lead in the match at a vital time.
He led 9-7.
32.
Obviously led 9-8 as well, but after that he's never ever been in front in this match since that time. This is a great chance to take the lead at the vital time.
Wasn't perfect on that red, couldn't just roll it in and play for black and screwing up the table. He thought, well, I'll play for the blue, but I'll make certain if I'm not on the blue, I'm on a bought colour. You just feel here he needs one good positional shot, because these reds are nicely placed. He's on a red to the left corner. He'd like to have been a little bit closer to it.
36.
Just a little bit of pressure on this. Joe Perry, well, was it the mobile phone? Was it a mistake? Whatever. There's nothing he can do now but just sit, watch.
As John said, he's just one good positional shot away. This could be it, because if he gets nicely again onto the reds to get on the black, he can start getting rid of reds that are in the way of one another, and that's too hard. That's nowhere. Once again, he did it earlier on in the match. He had a target there of 3 or 4 feet he could finish in, and he's hit it 2 feet too hard.
Yeah, it's the old adrenaline, isn't it? It's understandable, of course. When we talk about positional play, when you're under pressure, you just err on the side of making certain of the pot, and that's when the cue ball just starts to drift out of perfect position.
Ali Carter,
A reprieve for Joe Perry. I'm sure when he was sat in his chair, he was thinking it could be frame over. Now, can he get round the back of the black? This is the shot that Ali played. Near jaw, tough to pot them off the near jaw. Is it worth the risk just rolling this in slow and going around the back of the black? If he wasn't hampered, I'd fancy him doing that. If you're 44 in front, you won't play this shot, but you're 44 behind, it's worth the risk.
Yeah, it just makes you feel you've got to try and make something happen. When you've got a lead, you can just wait for your opponent to make another mistake. Oh, he went for it, and so close. I bet he thought that was in. I think if he hadn't been hampered by the brown, I'd have expected him to get that. But it was so close. That was Joe just looking at where the cue ball was going to finish. He'd have hoped it had finished nestled against the green. It's not. There's a chance of a long pot here for Ali.
Yes, another one of those, isn't it? If you're 44 behind, you fancy just stunning this in for the black. The fact that he's 44 in front, he may play the run through. And he played it very, very well. He tried to create a shot to nothing out of that, and couldn't have played it better.
Couldn't have played it better, and inch perfect on the blue. He's cueing well. They're both cueing well. It's just a little roll of the ball here, a little roll of the ball there. Who's going to get that last chance to get over the line? His favourite to go one in front, with only 2 to play now.
Six.
I think he's okay for this red. He played it. He played for the red into the right corner. I think he can just cue past the red that's near the cue ball. He can.
Seven.
You wouldn't get a better chance than this.
This time he can play the screw and over screw it, because he's got 3 reds he can get on here. This time you don't mind overhitting it.
$14.
Red killer red to take the lead for the first time since 9-8.
$15. $22.
Just looking at Joe Perry there, he's seen his frame slip away, just this red needed. In it goes, 67 points to lead, just 59 left on the table. Joe Perry will have to get himself ready, you feel, for the next frame to try and force us into a decider.
Blue ball. Ali Carter 23.
Well, he went for the blue for the extra 5 points, and, well, he flicked off the green and snookered Joe Perry on all reds. What was he said then? Unbelievable? Unfortunately, he knows as well as I do that a run of the ball could determine this. He wants 2 snookers to tie anyway. Just hoping he can hit these and leave it safe. And that's a pretty good effort. Very well played. He went for the red, and once again, so let me remind you, it's Joe Perry who needs the snookers.
This is Ali's chance to put the frame behind out. They cut into the corner. Well, he's trying to be ultra careful, isn't he? Rather than risk that, he's playing the safety shot. Don't blame him. You know, why give your opponent a chance of getting snookers? He's keeping everything tight at the moment. And as I said, it's the first time he's going to be in the lead for quite some time, and could be one up with a possible 3 to play. 2 to play, of course. He's going to have to take this on and try and hold for the black, and his aim will be 3 reds, 3 blacks, and then the snooker behind the pink. That's his aim. He's got the first part. Can he get the next 3 reds and blacks? This was a very good pot. Very good pot, this one. "29 minutes since he last potted a ball, Joe, so it was a good one to take on and get.
It's amazing, eh? Doesn't time fly
8.
when you're not potting balls? Now,
9.
is one of these reds available without playing the cannon? I mean, he'd love to get on the one available, because, as you so rightly said, well, if he can leave the last red close to the pink, it would be an easy snooker. But he couldn't. He had to play the cannon. Well, can he play a little? The problem is, if he plays a little
16.
delicate one behind the pink, it's very hard to get a good snooker with 2 reds on. You feel Ali Carter's going to hit one of them straightforward off the side cushion. You wouldn't expect him to miss something like this. It's a straightforward hit, really. Oh, well. He didn't hit the one I pointed to. He decided to play on the other and nearly missed it.
I think he played the one you pointed to. It just slid a bit off the cushion.
I'm feeling he did myself.
I think he's got such a big target, hasn't he? Both reds were there.
1.
Now, if he only needed 1 snooker, he'd be, as we see this snooker again. I mean, he's got a big target, and if he misses one, he's sure to hit the other one, you'd have thought, which was the case. If he only needed 1 snooker, he'd consider potting this next red with the colour, and then potting the yellow, then the snooker behind the brown. But the fact that he needs more than 1, you'd think he'd have to leave the red up.
8.
Yeah, 2 snookers to tie at the moment, but you feel if you leave the last red on the table, there's always a chance of that free ball. But if he gets round and nestles up to the green here, this will be a real tough one. But he didn't get it nestled up behind the green. Easy hit.
Such has been the break building of these 2 players. I think this is probably only about the 3rd frame in the whole match where a player has been playing for snookers, and we're in the 31st frame.
Well, if this was to run on, it'd be behind the blue. And Joe's trying to wave it there, but that cue obviously isn't a magic wand. That will put the seal on this frame, so Joe Perry is going to have to get ready for a big effort in the next one, if he's going to carry on in this 888.com World Championship.
8 in the frame, Ali Carter.
This time Joe Perry concedes. Ali Carter, not the biggest break made in the match, a break of 44, but it was enough. He's 1 up with 2 to play.
And it's the first time since he led 9-8 that he's been ahead in this match. And John, you really start to feel the adrenaline charging around the arena there, especially from Ali.
That was, I mean, he's hitting the ball very, very positively. I mean, there was a long shot he played in that where he ran right through, come up on the blue, hit it absolutely beautifully. So he's still striking the ball really well, and you can see it in his focus and everything. He thinks, I mean, this is the biggest opportunity he's ever had in his life, and he's not going to let it go lightly.
How aggrieved should Joe Perry feel? Because it was partly as a result, we think, of that mobile phone going off that Ali got in the first place in that frame.
Yeah, well, Ali Carter missed a long red trying to screw back, and Joe was left with a half chance that it wasn't guaranteed. And we weren't in the room, we didn't hear the mobile phone go off, so know exactly at what point it went off on his cue action. But I can tell you that I think that mobile phones going off after they've been warned beforehand, the person should be identified and thrown out of the room, because it's the most annoying thing is that on the backswing and just before you're about to go, if a mobile phone goes off in any way, shape or form, it destroys the hit. It's a bit like somebody sneezing as you play the shot, and yeah, that's awful.
And they are indeed well worn by MC Rob Walker beforehand.
They are, and I think Joe sort of like heart sunk a bit for that, and then obviously it was still good from Ali Carter to sort of put the boot in, as quite rightly should have done. But you know, if a mobile phone goes off on a golf course during the Masters, the person never comes back, and that should be the same case for snooker.
Well, Joe Perry was in a similar situation to this against Stephen Maguire in the quarterfinal, and he won the last 2 frames to win the match. So, still a chance for Joe Perry. Ali held his nerve to knock in a maximum on Tuesday. Can he keep it together to cross the line in this semi-final now?
Well, Ali Carter broke off, and as you can see, he played an excellent break-off. He hopes he'll break off again in this tournament, because if he does, it'll be in the final.
Well, he went for the red, it's just caught the jaw. There's a possibility of Ali playing the pot on this red. Just needed to catch it a little bit thinner. But as I say, we're now at the stage where every error, every slightly missed pot is magnified and will be remembered. Sometimes you could miss a black off his spot early on in a match and you forget it, but at this moment, this time, it could stay with you for the rest of your career. Bit shorter pace. Just talking about Miss Blacks, Steve Davis, 6 times world champion, probably remembered more for the Miss Black in '85 than probably any other shot he's ever played.
Has Ali been tempted with this one? It looks like it. As I say, he's blessed with a lot of cue power, so this shot's a lot easier for somebody like Ali than a lot of the players. John Parrott hit the nail on the head when we went back to the studio. He said that Ali Carter is cueing beautifully. That was another example. Cueing so well, just lost the cue ball a fraction. He hit this right into the heart of the pocket. He can't play the blue slow enough to land on the bottom red unless he goes around the 2 cushions. Being off's not on, it's just a case of whether he decides to play it off 2 cushions. After a pot like that, you deserve to be on something better than this.
Yes, he cued it well, but if he tries to widen the angle by digging in slightly on the cue ball, and it makes the blue missable, so it looks like he's just opting for the safety shot. Oh well, that was an horrendous
Ali
kick.
Carter won.
That cue ball should have been tight against the baulk cushion. It was almost an explosion. See it? Well, you could see the cue ball and object ball left up in the air. So what could have been a telling safety isn't now.
if he wanted to take the pot on and hold the cue ball there, that's a chance, but he's not taking the pot on because he can't get into the cue ball enough. It could have almost been a shot to nothing if it got over there, but where's the red gone? Needs the green to come to his rescue.
Just looking at Joe Perry's body language, well, the green is snookering him on the red. Can he get to the side cushion and pop this red off the cushion? Cushion first. He may still have to play a little swerve to do it.
I'm just wondering, John, whether the jewels of the middle pocket are in the perfect line.
Well, I think they are, and of course if you swerve this too much, you won't pop the red. But he didn't. He swerved it absolutely inch perfect, and this time he's nicely on the blue.
Well, similar scenario to the last frame. This was an excellent shot. Once again, these 3 loose reds. Will he play into the pink? Will he play on the 3 reds? There's your answer. Needs something to happen. Has it happened for him? It hasn't.
There wasn't a lot of conviction in that shot, was there, Rob?
6.
You know, it's like as if he knew it was the shot to play, but it was a little bit tentative. This red above the black will go to the right corner. It's a thin cut, but I think he may be tempted by it. It's the only pot he can go for.
Yes, and if he can reach it without the rest, it makes it a lot easier. Yes, he can. So he can play this virtually as a shot to nothing, or certainly get the cue ball in the top half of the table. He doesn't need a kiss this time, but he has it worked in his favour. But it's certainly not done him any harm.
He'd love to be on this red so he could play for the black, but he's
No.
run too far. Blue, or possibly pink if he could hold it. Just depends where the pink would go after it's potted, but Joe Perry just sat there, waiting, hoping that he'll get another chance.
Well, he's decided to play for the pink only because he's guaranteed to be on the red at the back of the pack, but all he's doing is making it's such a beautiful pack to go into from the blue. That's the reason I thought he might play for the blue then, because playing for this loose red and then the black, all of a sudden the reds are a little bit tied up, so perhaps a little bit negative there playing for the pink. See, the pink goes on its spot and that takes the angle from blue into the bunch out of the equation.
Let's see where the pink goes. I think there's reds on either side, well, particularly on the right-hand side
60.
of the pink as we look, that you could go into.
17.
I think at the moment, Willie, he's just looking at one shot at a time, isn't he?
Couldn't blame him at all. I mean, I've never had the pleasure of being in this position at the World Championship, but you know, I don't blame him for being careful. He's playing for the loose red rather than going to them, which once again, don't blame him for.
It's important now, of course, in potting this red, he gets a nice angle for the blue.
24.
He'll be playing for the blue, he can't play for pink or black. And get a nice angle on the blue. There is certainly a line from the blue to the right of the pink to bring reds into play.
Just lost the cue ball a bit, and this is the point I was making about the pink being in play now. If the pink wasn't there, it's just absolutely perfect to go into them. The fact that the pink's there now makes it awkward. Especially the angle he's got on the blue.
Can he hold to get on that line? He can't disturb anything with yellow or brown, which he's had a look at.
With his cue power, John, I think he's got to play it, hasn't he? Because he can get reaction on the cue ball better than most.
Looking at Joe Perry, his hopes may depend on whether this goes right or wrong. He's found the line. He's found the balls. Now surely he's on something.
30.
Well, when he first made a contact with them, I thought they broke absolutely perfect, but this red to the right, well, the left corner, he just can't get through to it. So he'd open them up. He's got one to the right corner, but he'll be hampered by those 4 reds below the pink. He's looking for a plant. He's looking for a plant to the middle pocket.
Yes, he's just standing in the way of our camera at the minute, so we can't quite get to it yet. To show you that the only way you can go for this, John, if it's an absolute 100 out of 100, this is too dangerous if you're not going to be absolutely guaranteed to get it. It looks near jaw to me. It looks like it's got to be made.
Well, he's taking it on. He's taking it on. And he's got it. But he wasn't convinced. He wasn't convinced it was a certainty, and he's not on a colour.
Oh, the only way you can play the plant is if you're going to get on the colour. That could have cost him the frame playing it that way if he's not going to get on the colour. Now he can only play safe.
So Joe, he'll be looking at the scoreboard. He's got 32 points to make up, but he feels, I would imagine, he's going to come back to the table sooner rather than later. The only thing that could change that opinion is if he was to take the brown on into the left corner, and surely that's much too dangerous.
Yeah, the only problem is he can't snooker Joe here, really. It's too near the cushion to be able to get the white in behind the green off 2 cushions. I suppose one bonus, he could push the brown out of commission. Only that 32 point lead is not a lot, but that could play a point in the game. The key here is to get a good white. Cover the red that's loose on the right hand side in the middle of those 3. He's got to cover that with the blue. So anyway, 6 inches away from the pocket is fine with the cue ball, as long as he covers that red.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for us though, sat here. We're nice and relaxed. He's down there thinking, I'm nearly in the final.
Thank you. Ali Carter, 31.
Well, he hit the blue absolutely perfect when he played the split, and as John said, he's very, very unlucky not to have got on a colour. He could have got maybe 40 or 50 points in front there. Joe Perry is going to have to find one of his best safety shots of the tournament so far.
Looking for a plant, is he? To the right corner? Well, surely Ali Carter should have made certain there wasn't any. And it's a plant. It's dead set. It's dead set. Ali Carter never came down the table to have a look.
Well, that can only be the pressure, because you just can't do that. That was unmissable. You saw Ali Carter when he played it just nodding his head, realising, well, how on earth have I not come round to have a look?
6.
Just look at his face there. He concentrated so hard on covering this red, the one that Joe's playing now. He didn't look. Joe is going to have to do what he's done on a few occasions and win a frame from behind. He's lost a few from in front. This is massive.
Not played the best of shots there. Oh, but that was a good shot, I'll tell you. In the jaw to the middle pocket, tight against the cushion.
12.
And there'd only have been the slightest of angles, could not have hit that better.
$13.
Played that one as well.
He may have been a bit careless here because I think the angle he's gone on the red. It's
90.
not easy to get onto the pink. He needed to make sure of an angle. He's got to run round 2 cushions or screw back.
$20.
Well, I'd like to have been straight on this pink. The red 2 above the black will go to the right corner. He's going to struggle to play on that now. So it's not a straightforward positional shot, this. Just got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball.
Yes, played for choice of reds. This will open the frame up. It's just about that red on the
26.
cushion if he gets the next 3 reds and 3 colours.
What a big shot this is. And he played it well. Standing up to the pressure. And he played that with a tracer right hand side, and that was
34.
trickier than it looked.
$35.
This black will put him 10 points in front. Ali Carter looks on. He made a safety error. He made a big mistake leaving the plant, or not noticing the plant.
42.
It's the last red, Willie, that's going to determine this frame.
He's got an angle here if he wants to bring it out, but it would be dangerous to bring it out. He's gone for it and missed it. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Obviously,
42.
in trying to bring the red out, he would have had no idea about the enough. That could be so very costly. Great break.
Yeah, decided. A lot of people don't believe in trying to bring reds off a cushion when you're playing a red, but he could never have expected to go in off. That's cruel. So, 6 points in it. It's all about who gets the chance on this last red. If Ali Carter gets it, he'll be in the final, you feel. If Joe Perry pots it, we could have an enthralling deciding frame.
Good safety, but there is a red sticking out. Can he get past the blue? I know it's sticking out past the brown. Can he get past the blue? Well, only with a swerve. That could have won him this match, because not the hitting it's not the problem. It's getting it safe. He's hit it, but he hasn't got it safe. This is Ali Carter's chance to get to his first World Championship final, and what a chance it is. Can he hold himself together?
Settle down now, please.
Joe Perry with an air of resignation. Walked back to his seat.
Missing some balls, missing the crucible over the years for game. And we're going to see a lot more.
It's always the way in these situations. It's as if the pockets are shrinking.
And this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible, because it's one of those, if you take the pot on and miss it, you can't do anything else but stick it. And if you also take the pot, you haven't got a lot of idea where the white's going. It's just going to be going backwards and forwards across the table. So it's not easy to get onto a colour. Is it worth the risk, John, playing the pot if you can't get on a colour?
Well, he's missed the pot, but it's run safe. You won't want to call anything that's going to happen next. Pretty good. Is there a gap? Looking at Joe's body language, maybe there's just an edge of this red sticking out. There's not much of one.
Foul.
Well,
And a miss.
free ball.
4
Free
and a
ball.
free ball. Joe Perry.
Now he can make him go again from the position the balls are in now, or he could take a colour and that would count as a red. And Joe's saying, play again please, from where they lay.
Yes, I don't blame him not having the balls replaced, because Ali Carter thought in his own mind he could hit the ball. At least we know now he can't hit it directly. So it would have been risky to have it replaced. Once again, it's not the hitting. Can he get it safe? It's going wide. He may have left this on. He may have left this on. Well, Joe Perry's turn to hold himself together. A few moments ago, Ali Carter had a chance of getting the final. Joe Perry's now got a chance to level again, this time to take us into a deciding frame.
That's the problem. When you're straight on those and you play it with pace and try to pinch a bit, they miss more times than they go in. Thought that was a chance and just pushed the balls out a little bit too far. The red's run safe, but he could be in trouble here, or should be. It's an easy snooker. And I don't think there's an edge of that red sticking out.
Well, the middle pocket is in the way on the left-hand side for the direct angle. It's easy to play off the right-hand side, but obviously the red's nearer that left-hand side. He'd like to play it off the left-hand side. This is what he's got. There you can see Hawkeye's telling us he can't see it. He's going to have to, if he plays past the middle pocket, he's going to have to hit this hard, because he can't hit the red otherwise. Just straighten it up. That's why he's looking at the right-hand side.
This one's slightly more difficult. He's got to get right in behind this red if he's going to get it safe. Caught It's in. He's caught the green. The only saving grace could be the cue ball is very close to the side cushion as Ali Carter comes to the table with another chance to clinch, frame and match.
If this is dead straight, how does he get on a colour? He's got to hope he's not straight. Otherwise, getting on the colour is not really on. He's playing with top, so he feels he can run around 2 cushions. Well, he's gone all out to play for the yellow in the middle pocket. And he's played it really well. And the angle he's going to leave, when potting this yellow, the angle he's going to leave on the next yellow is perfect to get on the green. This could be frame and match ball if he gets this right.
And it goes. Perfect angle. 7 points behind. Joe Perry as he played his last shot. Green, brown, blue and pink for a place in the final.
He's finished in the absolute worst place here. He's dead straight, which means he's going to have to screw back. If you underscrew it, you snooker yourself behind the pink. He wanted to be on that half ball so he could play for the brown in the opposite corner where there was no problem. There's a problem here. And under this pressure, you can overscrew these or underscrew them. This is not straightforward. He's played it on off the cush to make sure. He's played it perfectly. He didn't risk the pink coming into play. Joe Perry, who has been absolutely magnificent in this tournament. Whatever happens, Joe Perry now will be a threat in every tournament. He's played magnificent safety play. His break building has been up with the best of them.
12.
Blue and pink for a place in the final. This is the biggest shot of Ali
17.
Carter's life. Joe Perry hardly dare look. One of the best matches I've had the pleasure to commentate on the Crucible. Both these players are great friends, but Joe Perry will be devastated. He's played fantastic. A standing ovation from this capacity crowd at the Crucible Hotel in Sheffield, not only for the winner Ali Carter, but also for the loser Joe Perry. Ali Carter goes into tomorrow's final and plays with the legend that is Ronnie O'Sullivan.